Hey friends, I just wanted to take a quick moment to ask if you could check out the Blood Donut Studios Patreon. There's no obligation, of course, but if you're a fan of what we do, you can get all kinds of fun things like Star Trek commentaries, early access to our Star Trek reviews, extra bits of fresh-faced comics, and your name in the description of every Blood Donut video. That'll all be linked below. Thank you for your time. On with the show. Hello and welcome to Fresh Faced Comics, the comic book podcast where a lifelong comic book reader guides his friend through the world of comics for the first time. My name is Joey Morgan, the aforementioned lifelong reader. With me as always is Jacob Licklider, the aforementioned newbie.
Oh, Peaches, I'm baffled. How does a bat become a man? And why does he have such a strong sense of justice? Does he want fruit or blood? I just don't know. Hello, this is Commissioner Gordon. You better have some good news. Tonight will be a night of terror. Well, that's terrible news.
Jacob, I fucking hate you so much.
Listen.
You also blew out your fucking mic because you were so excited to do that bit.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fresh Faced Comics. We're talking about the long-awaited end of a certain trilogy on this podcast.
Except not really, because there's technically three more episodes.
But this is the end of the main trilogy, at least.
Three, because it's Aspar, and then fucking one-shots, and then fucking year one.
Yeah. But, main trilogy. So we have The Dark Knight 3 Master Race. Joining us to talk about The Dark Knight 3 Master Race is an unexpected guest in this situation who has never appeared on our previous Dark Knight Returns episodes, my brother, who has not come back to the podcast for a very long time. Welcome back, Jacob 1.
Ooh, hello. I haven't been on here since, Death of Superman?
Death of the Family, I think. The one Scott Snyder one that you were on. The joke, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you were also on, the Daredevil bonus episode, and I think Funeral for a Friend, specifically.
Yes.
I think, are those the other ones? Jeez, it's
been
a while.
It's been
a long time. Yeah. So for those that aren't aware, because it's been so long since we've had Jacob back on the podcast,
2022.
My brother Jacob is Jacob 1 because he is the elder of the two Jacobs. Jacob Licklider, my co-host, in this case is Jacob 2. So if I say Jacob 1, I'm talking about my brother. If I say Jacob 2, I'm talking about the regular co-host
Jacob 1
of this podcast. So there's that. And also, if you like the two Jacobs that you're listening to today, and you like the other Jacob that isn't usually on this podcast, you might like him in other things that we do on Blood Donut Studios. We talk about Star Trek weekly. We do Star Trek reviews. I talk about them at the end of every single episode, but it's worth bringing up now. And you can get. We're actually basically the three Blood Donut Studios members that do the most stuff on the Blood Donut Studios Patreon. So if you go to the Blood Donut Studios Patreon, you can support all of us all together by you can get all kinds of fun extra things. And you can hear a car pass by outside, but you can get all kinds of fun extra things like Star Trek commentaries, early Star Trek reviews, as well as extras from Fresh Face Extras. We had a fun little conversation before this episode. We've been doing it since our episode on Iron Man Execute Program, so you can get all kinds of fun things there. And also you get your name in the description of every Blood Donut Studios video from the lowest tier upward. So check all that out. All right. Batman, The Dark Knight 3, Master Race. I'm debating who to throw it to. I would actually personally really love to hear from Jacob 2, my regular co-host, what The Dark Knight 3, Master Race is about.
That's difficult, because this is, let's be honest, this book is it's 350 pages, 9 issues.
All with backups.
All with backups. This is a book that okay.
I've already broken him.
In a way,
this feels pretty quick.
In a way, it's Frank Miller wanting to do, I think, a story more like The Dark Knight Returns, but a more classic style story, I guess. However, this thing is stretched to hell. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, it's about a Kryptonian invasion. It's Batman defeats some Krypton.
That is the titular Master Race.
Yeah, that's what it is. That is all it is. Like that's it. That's all we've got. kind of shitty. Like, it's okay. You know what? Actually, I'm going to give Frank Miller specifically, because this is co-written. This is co-written with Brian Azzarello.
Of course.
A little bit of good graces. There are some moments in this that are brilliant, reminding me of the Frank Miller that I like.
Mhm.
However, those are few and far between. There are even some art moments in the backup. One or two times where I'm like, oh my god, did he just briefly get his glory days of art back before almost immediately devolving into that weird caricature Sin City style that is everything else the man draws nowadays? Like,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
part of the problem here, this is a book, I'm gonna be honest. The term, I believe, is Flanderization, in reference to the character of Ned Flanders becoming a bit on The Simpsons. However, here's the thing. I've never actually watched The Simpsons, but it's basically the idea of we take where a character started, and then we slowly like stretch them into a parody of themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone's a fucking parody of themselves in this book.
That I strongly agree with that, actually. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't necessarily say everybody, but most people in the book. So I would agree with a caveat.
And I'm gonna be honest, you can tell there are two voices screaming at each other throughout this entire thing, but I can't quite tell what's Azzarello and what's Miller.
Yeah, because you haven't actually read any Brian Azzarello before.
The only thing I've experienced that's written by Brian Azzarello is the film version of The Killing Joke. And let's just
he
say,
did do that, didn't he?
His original material in that is somehow managed to make the fridging of Barbara Gordon worse. I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
It did.
I seem to remember you also had the hot take, though, way back when we talked about The Killing Joke, that you actually didn't mind it that much.
Yeah, here's the thing. When you only have read 2 comics based in the DC universe, my opinions have shifted. Just
interesting.
A wee bit.
Okay.
However, yeah, there's some stuff.
Yeah.
But the Master Race, I will say, the Master Race, nowhere near as bad as Strikes Again.
It's a mixed bag more than anything. Really.
It is also definitely not the worst thing that we have read this year. That's still Civil War. Civil War sucks.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's not that good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a fair bit to enjoy here. Namely, also, as far as like we talked a lot about credits on this book, Andy Kubert does the art of the main stories in the 9 issues, and I think Andy Kubert, well, it's not typical Andy Kubert art. We've read stuff from Andy Kubert before on the podcast. He is kind of doing this sort of Frank Miller homage that it's just, let's be honest, a million times better than anything Miller could draw these days. Like it actually makes the style work, I think.
It kind of works.
So.
There are some points where it doesn't, but that's because I don't think that's Kubert's fault. I think that's Miller's fault. Like, you're trying to homage Frank Miller, modern Frank Miller, because again, let's be honest, Frank Miller drew.
I mean, if he was trying to homage, even the Frank Miller from the days of Dark Knight Returns, like it would still be a very different style.
It would be such a different style.
Let alone like Daredevil era Frank Miller, when Frank Miller art actually looked like comic book art. But like it's I don't know. So I like Kubert's style. You're absolutely right. I think that a lot of the book is this tug of war between Miller and Azzarello. Kind of like because. They simultaneously seem on the same page and also trying to like fight each other's ideas of what this universe actually is. Because Azzarello is coming at this as a fan, and Miller is coming to it as the creator. And Miller very much still clearly likes Strikes Again. He clearly wants to acknowledge that Strikes Again happened, and that we all have to reconcile that in our brains.
Never mind that Strikes Again was full of a lot of Miller's bigotry and
totally.
Honestly, the problem in terms of like the tug of war is how much each of the co-authors wants to acknowledge Strikes Again.
Exactly. I also think it's worth noting for those that are listening, and we haven't mentioned it on the main episode, is that Jacob 1, my brother, actually read both Returns and Strikes Again in preparation for this. He had never read either of them before he agreed to guest on this.
No. It was I read all three in fairly quick succession of each other.
Yeah. We did talk about this a bit more extensively on Fresh Face Extras if you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/SplitNote plug. You read all these sort of in quick succession. And I think that makes for a really interesting perspective on this book, because I never actually read them just as a proper trilogy straight in a row. And I find that I find that a fascinating way to experience these stories, because not only were they not written sequentially, they're written so far apart and at very clearly different points in Frank Miller's life.
Frank Miller has only gotten angrier and angrier as time goes on.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Without getting into it, I agree is the short version.
He's gotten angrier, but I will say he doesn't have just quite as much to say in this. Like, here's the thing. In Strikes Again, he was at least trying to say something. It was a bad thing to say. It was a terrible thing to say, but he was trying to say something. And I don't think Miller is even trying for any proper allegory in this.
I guess vague centrism, both sides are bad by the end of it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me.
I guess it's a vague I mean, there might be a vague, he saw the fascist allegations and was like, fascism bad, let's have Batman fight a group of fascists, while also portraying Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman all as kind of fashy in places.
Yeah.
God, I will say, I know the current Wonder Woman run is controversial. I will take Tom King's characterization of Diana over Frank Miller's any day.
Oh God, yes.
We do also regularly talk about Tom King's Wonder Woman regularly.
I have some problems with what King has been doing. See our coverage of Tom King's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
However,
it sounds really negative right now. We've had a lot to say, and it's been a fascinating conversation the entire ride.
Yeah. Also, I think someone wanted to write a Justice League book and then didn't.
Yeah. There come certain points. We're in the non-spoiler section, but I will say there are just random points when Miller is like, I want to use another Justice League member. Like Aquaman shows up for like 2 seconds in this book because Miller.
And he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do shit. He's like...
It's a kind of continued problem from the second book where like Justice Leaguers would show up, either be in jail in some capacity or just useless to the plot.
Well, there's also
God. And the way Miller uses Green Lantern in this.
I didn't get it last time. I don't get it now.
Yeah. Shall we get to some Blue Sky questions though?
Yeah, let's get to the questions.
Let's get some questions. Starting off with the bit. I did explain the bit to my brother ahead of time. Kicking off. Let's go with the oddball first. From our friend Rose Panda at my favorite username on all of the internet. At Joey Can Read This says Robin ? With a gif of Kermit's. I want to say little brother, right? This is the Kermit's little brother.
Nephew.
That's right.
Robin the Frog.
Basically the little Kermit, and it's cute. Yes. And I love it. Now to the actual bit, we have from our friend Kian at Kian the Quark says the bottled city of Kandor. This is from Carnival of Monsters, right?
Yeah, it's the miniscope. It's the miniscope. Which, like, you know what? That's actually clever. That's clever. You were a little clever there.
And from our friend Jamie at Jamie-Season7 says The Dark Knight 3 with a picture of, from Doctor Who's The End of Time, a bunch of John Sim masters standing around, specifically the bit when John Sim says the master race.
The master race?
So here's the thing. I forgot it was a Doctor Who bit for a second. And when I went to go click on this notification before, I saw it said The Dark Knight 3, and I thought it would be a poster for The Dark Knight Rises, because I thought that would be actually clever. But this is... whatever. Anyway, but that does it for the bit. For the actual questions, Kian says, is Jacob only pretending to hate Frank Miller because he is secretly a Midwestern conservative? I think the answer is yes. The answer is definitively yes.
No. I really do hate
No.
I really wish. Here's the thing. I wish that I didn't have all the troubles this weekend, because I feel like we could make the spit so much funnier with something flashing on the screen right now.
Oh, Jacob. Okay.
However, can we
at least describe what the picture is, what we wanted to put on the screen?
Oh, it is me not only shooting a gun, shooting an AR-15. Like, that is the gun I was.
When you get that picture, when you get your hands on that picture, and you actually have a phone again, and when your life is in hell, just share it on Blue Sky. I'm going to tag this episode with that picture, and it's amazing. But yeah, also, I love that this bit has gone on since our our what Extremis episode, Iron Man Extremis. when
I think so. Yeah.
when you complimented the cover with all
That
the
sounds
tanks
right.
on it.
It was a cool cover. Like it's
See, and here he goes again. He can't keep his Trump supporting mouth
I
shut.
was gonna say,
He can't keep his Trump supporting mouth shut.
It's like you really need to keep those inner thoughts to yourself.
Come on, Jacob. You can't say that around here. Next up, our friend Jamie at Jamie-Season7 says, "Are you covering the fourth one that was about Trump or something at episode 100? I think you should." I've not read The Golden Child actually. Is that about Trump? I don't actually know.
this one was about Trump.
This one is
in a
kind of
way.
about Trump. Yeah.
Kind
Well,
of?
Donald
Kind
Trump
of.
literally shows up a couple times in this book. And so does Hillary Clinton, and so does Barack Obama, and it's fucking wild.
And so do a lot of news pun. Oh my! Well, we're gonna. Yeah. we'll
There's
get
a
into
fucking
it.
John Stewart cameo in this book.
And not that John Stewart. That John Stewart.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I forgot we were talking about a DC comic for a second. I was like,
You know what? Yeah, that's fair.
JB also says you should return to Twitter to announce this. I think the title would get a lot of people commenting, asking, "Grok, is this true?" I've not been on Twitter in a long time, but God, I love that. I think it's really funny.
Apparently, like the critical faculties of the internet have devolved so much that like anyone makes a claim, you'll get a bunch of replies, literally adding Musk's AI Grok, asking if this is true. Which,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Google. I'd say Google's a thing, but Google's also AI infested.
Yeah.
Support your local libraries
still
for
get
information.
But
I was just at my local library today. I picked up The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did.
I have to drop some stuff off at my local library, but
You do.
Yeah.
Jimmy also says, speaking of bad things written by Brian Azzarello, what are you doing a 10-episode Hellblazer block to get to his run? I have not read Azzarello's Hellblazer yet, actually. I'm not there yet. Jamie has actually read more Hellblazer than me, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I'm most of the reason that Jamie read a shit ton of Hellblazer, and now he has succeeded me. But no, I've not read Azzarello's Hellblazer. I have read other bad Azzarello things. I've also read good Azzarello things. I would be curious to know Jacob Licklider's takes on Azzarello's Joker graphic novel. I think that's a fascinating piece in general.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, well, it's possible that that's episode 99, I guess. I don't know.
It could be.
It could be. I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Excuse me. I doubt I would call it out if it was the next episode.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah. I'm smarter than that. Next up, or last up rather, our friend Andrew at Andrew Doing Art says, "Is post 2000s Frank Miller your favorite author / artist ever?" Well, answer the man.
No.
Amazing.
It's a terrible. Yeah.
Andrew also says, "What's more difficult, trekking across 100 miles of scorching desert with no water, or reading post 2000s Frank Miller?" Honestly, the desert thing is worse. It just is.
The desert thing is worse.
There are at least things.
I think the desert thing is just objectively worse.
I can at least talk about things with bad Frank Miller. I really can.
Yeah, if you talk about things while trekking across the 100 miles of scorching desert with no water, you're only going to decrease your chances of survival because you're spending up energy by talking.
Exactly. So, yeah, definitely this. Or this is the better option, I should say. Andrew's last question says, how does DC keep getting amazing talent like Klaus Janson and Andy Kubert to write for Frank Miller, to work with Frank Miller? Those people deserve better writing to draw for. I don't know.
Here's the thing. It's because DC knows if they make Miller draw the damn thing,
it's probably just not going to sell.
It's not going to sell.
I'd say I was gonna offer up and say that and suggest that he is a living legacy. And anyone who I think anyone would be a fool to not want to work with him, at least.
It is
mind you, Klaus Janson is also a living legend of an artist.
Yeah, totally. It's the unfortunate thing of we have to acknowledge that as fans, if we were to try to talk about this shit with someone that works in the industry, they would all have nothing but nice things to say about Frank Miller because they revere that guy, and that's fine. That's an acceptable thing.
Well, here's the thing. They have to publicly revere the guy, and there are things.
I'm not sure, man. I think a lot of that shit's real.
Some of it's definitely real, but
agree.
I remember when those Marvel variants came out for the first time, but like 2 years back, I want to say that Frank Miller did, and people were all bitching about them, and then like a ton of like actual like big artists in the industry were like, no, people just can't accept other art styles, and and like Frank Miller's a legend. What are you saying?
Here's the thing. You know what? I'm gonna say this. Miller's art style isn't bad. It isn't. It just doesn't fit like 99% of the shit he draws it for. Like, it works for what Sin City's going to do, as far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
It could have worked for Strikes Again. Possibly, in an alternate universe where Strikes Again wasn't a mess written over the course of like 2 years or whatever, and you can pinpoint
2 years and 9/11.
And you can pinpoint the exact moment 9/11 happens, and then messes with his brain.
Oh yeah.
I get it.
It's the fact of the matter is Frank Miller is a legend in the industry for a reason. What we're reading today is not one of those reasons.
There are also weird points where he tries to make his art style on the female characters sexy, and it doesn't work. Like,
I need to know what Frank Miller thinks is sexy.
I wanted the opposite. I don't want to know.
I'm just curious. I would love to pick his brain and like show him a picture that he drew and say, "Hey, do you think people would find this sexy?" And I feel like his answer would be a very earnest yes.
I swear it's one of the backup covers in this that is clearly wanting to be sex appeal but doesn't work. I can't remember which one it is. It's like 7 or 8.
For what character?
Laura.
It would be the actual child.
Laura and Diana, yeah, because like it's their like the focal point of the frame is both their asses. Like,
beautiful, truly beautiful. All right, I think that does it for questions. All right, I guess shall we jump into our spoiler section?
Before you do, if you are going to avoid spoilers, there will be links.
Jacob, I was just about to go into this bit.
Why am I still in this bit?
I was about to go into the whole spiel, Jacob, and here you are trying to steal it from me. Are you just that desperate to talk about more Frank Miller? I see how it is. That's fine. That's all right.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get the show on the road because I don't like this book.
You cut short our Fresh Face Extras bit. You're getting people that pay for our Patreon are getting less for their money because of you, Jacob. I see how it is.
Hey! Last time they got us pretty long extras.
They did get a pretty long extra last time. They did, because they deserve it. Because they're giving Blinden Studios money. So thank you, wonderful patrons that I'm sure exist. But if you're not sticking around for spoilers, be sure to skip to the end of the episode and find out what episode 99 of Fresh Face Comics is. We are doing episode 99 next time. It's all so exciting.
I have exactly one guess, and
exactly one guess. You sound pretty confident.
Because I have a feeling that it's gonna be it has to be in this block somewhere, and you're not doing it for episode 100 because of what episode 50 was like.
Okay, interesting point. We shall see. But be sure to check out. Be sure to go to the end to find out what episode 99 is. Not episode 100. We are still counting down to episode 100, and 100 is going to be so exciting. I actually did something recently that I'm very excited about in planning out episode 100.
I imagine there's going to be some surprises on the day of recording of 100 for me.
There are going to be some fun things. There's that. Also, if you're not sticking around for the rest of this, you can go. Will have, as always, Amazon links to what we're covering today and what we're covering next time on the podcast down in the description below. You can buy those, check those out, and keep up with the podcast. Also, our socials, our link trees, and Blue Skies and everything will be in the description below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Keep up with everything we do there, as well as our Patreon. I know I mentioned it a couple times already. Check out our Patreon. You get so many fun things on there, and I think it's well worth your time. I really do. And if you don't want to go to like the higher tiers or getting into the perks, you can just do the $1 tier and you get your name in the description of every video we put out. So that's all kinds of fun. And I think that about does it. So let's jump in to spoilers with Batman: The Dark Knight 3 Master Race Book 1.
Can we talk about the cover quote on the trade?
The one that says Miller's return to the Dark Knight universe is ... the rare comic book event that lives up to its own hype, from the Washington Post.
Yeah.
It sounds so hesitant.
Now the annoying part is the Washington Post is behind a paywall.
Mhm.
But I wish if any of our listeners have correspondence. You didn't do any
Oh,
correspondence.
correspondence. We do have correspondence. Thank you for catching me on that.
This is what happens when I don't have a phone.
I don't know why I keep forgetting this segment.
You
I
need to
made
take
it
a
up-
sticky note and write fresh face correspondence and stick it like
Fresh
right in
Face
front of you.
That's what I'm going to do. Fresh Face Correspondence is a segment on the podcast where we talk about Fresh Face Correspondence and things that you submit to the podcast, things that you want to say, anything that don't have to be questions about the episode, just things from previous episodes. We do this for our main episodes on YouTube comments, Spotify comments, and from comments on Fresh Face One Shots. Anything that you submit will be talked about in this segment, if I remember to do it. The comment from our last episode on Spotify from Batman Battle for the Cowl, our friend Jamie says, Kian thinks I'm Welsh? Shake my head. He clearly has not listened to the smash hit Hush episode, which was 75 episodes nearly 3 years and a Hush sequel ago. Oh my god.
Honestly, the surprising part is that Hush got a sequel. Like
Hush did get a sequel, and it's not great. It's fine. It's just kind of there.
Hatoosh.
Hatoosh exists. And yeah, Jimmy, we're gonna get you back on the podcast. Absolutely. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
totally.
I thought
All right.
I was like, he's not Welsh. He's not Welsh.
He's not Welsh, but Kian said that, and we both went along with it because I think we were both too scared to correct him, and we didn't really know.
Kian's ginger and scary.
We didn't really know what Jamie actually was. So Jamie, whatever you are, tell us, and we'll be sure to correct ourselves on our.
I think I vaguely know where he went to university. Like I think.
Okay.
But I'm not going to like say that out loud on the podcast.
Jamie, dox yourself for the next episode, and I will read it out on Fresh Face Correspondence. All right, now actually getting into our spoiler section with Master Race Book 1.
Oh, you know what? I just figured it out. He went to university in Wales. That might be why Kian thought he was Welsh.
That might be what Kian thought. And Kian, if that's what you thought, let us know, and we'll read it out on Fresh Face Correspondence.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can talk about this book. Okay. So Frank Miller did the first cover to the. Did all the. Did the.
No. These are actually by Andy Kubert.
Oh, I was gonna say. Never mind.
And Klaus. It was Andy Kubert and Klaus Janson that did the covers. Yeah, go ahead and criticize them, Jacob. Go ahead. Criticize Andy. Go ahead and criticize Andy Kubert and Klaus Janson.
I was gonna fucking compliment Miller's artwork, and it's not even Miller's artwork.
Oh, okay. You're actually gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like,
okay. Here's the thing. If I had to do one
actually.
criticism for a lot of the covers is, a lot of them are kind of non sequitur-y. Like, they don't tell us shit about the book we're about to read, which is fine, I guess.
I think that's the thing is like it's another one of those like Miller is a living legend, so you don't really have to do much.
Like,
you don't have to do much to actually sell it.
I was gonna say this thing.
The book is kind of counting on selling itself through name alone.
Yeah, and it definitely sold. It did well. Of course, it's a sequel to The Dark Knight Returns.
I was gonna say, didn't this also I think came out fair? This wasn't like a Strikes Again situation where it was delayed to hell.
Yeah, it took like 2 years to release 9 issues, so it was like it came out from like late 2015 to like early 2017, I believe.
Oh right, which oh my god, it makes the last issue so weird because you can.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing: you can tell every. We'll talk about it. An election happened. So.
An election happened.
Oh god. All right. Jumping into this, we have a lot of establishing shots opening, and also we got our updated version of the Mutant Gang slang talk, which is done through text form, and it's probably my least favorite thing about the book.
It doesn't actually say a goddamn thing. Like, it doesn't advance the plot.
One of the first speech bubbles of the entire book says, "I seen him," and it's spelled letter I, lowercase, capital C, lowercase n, him.
So, do we want to?
I hated reading that. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. I hated reading all of these speech bubbles.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Do we? So, there really isn't like a youth element of this book. Let's be honest. Like,
it's true. Once again, it is one of the big themes of Dark Knight Returns is passing on you're passing on your knowledge to the next generation, and you see that through Carrie, you see that through the Sons of the Bat, and then Strikes Again happens, and Miller completely abandons that idea, and abandons it even more so in this book. And
Except here's the thing: you think for one fucking issue he's not going to abandon it. Like,
yeah,
like-
because he actually includes the text conversations, and we focus on a kid here early on, but then that disappears like immediately, and
people are seeing a Batman, and then we get the updated. Here's a bunch of political pundits. While the news readers in The Dark Knight Returns was a very good commentary on the rise of the 24-hour news cycle, Miller and Azzarello don't actually have shit to say about the media outside of the mainstream media is bad, which, like, okay.
yeah, this
fair
is
point.
this,
The
this is
mainstream
my
media
really
kinda
big sort of like Miller doesn't have much to actually say. Like it's the stuff is here because it tells the reader, oh, I'm reading a Dark Knight book again. I'm reading the Dark Knight Returns again. This is giving me that feeling of, oh, I remember reading all those little news segments in the Dark Knight Returns, but like they're not actually saying anything in these sequences.
Like, let's be honest. Frank
No.
Miller doesn't like Donald Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would think
good Frank Miller take.
good Frank Miller take. So you would think Frank Miller and Brian Azzarello, in writing this, would maybe want to try to say something, because this was written in 2015, and even back then, the media was kind of lionizing and giving Trump time and treating him seriously as a candidate. But like and that was one of the big things of why he won, because he'd given so much legitimacy by the mainstream media, and not actually paying attention to a lot of things. Does Miller have anything to say about that as it was happening in real time? Fuck no. Doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. I think it is just sort of that like bare minimum like baseline, like, oh, if I say Orange Man bad, then I'm actually saying something. It's like, no, you're not. You need to actually like say something about the guy himself. But also we're in 2015 and this book is running through 2016, and people that don't like Donald Trump are not taking him seriously and not seeing him as a real threat, and they don't think he's going to win. And then the end of this book is going to happen, and he has won by that point, and things happen.
I'd say it's you kind of just said it. It's kind of like the problem is there's a president on his way out and an election. Who do you take shots at?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
Especially like as you have both already said, and as we all witnessed in real time back in 2015, no one seriously was like, Donald Trump, yeah, he'll win.
But
I'd argue part of the problem is that, like, Miller, who was incredibly critical of Ronald Reagan in The Dark Knight Returns, incredibly critical of the pushing the American people to the right wing, and opening the door to fascism, doesn't ever seem to connect the dots that Donald Trump is going to be a fascist, even though, like, in 2015, people were saying it, like...
Yeah. It's weird now. First off, we're 10 years post 2015, but we're 10 we're 10 years on. It's hard to look back on those moments and say, like, how much did we actually know? How much were we actually aware of? But like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I'm as willing to say that Miller is being willfully ignorant at this time. He was just falling for the same lies that a lot of...
He's just not saying... I'd argue he's just not saying anything. Because then the immediate next scene is picking up with Commissioner Yindel, who, once again, what the fuck does she do in this book?
Nothing.
Like...
Oh god. Here's the thing. Miller thinks the fact that she's actually included in this book is enough because she wasn't in Strikes Again. And now she's here again, and it's like it's another one of those things where they just want to make the reader feel once again like they're reading something from The Dark Knight Returns. Like once again, here's a character I recognize. Here are things that about this universe that I know and I recognize, and it makes me feel like we're kind of back on the right track. And in a way, we kind of are, if only because Miller wasn't given full creative freedom on this book. But
there's also this idea that she might be an opportunist, but that doesn't ever coalesce into anything. Like,
yeah. But we don't have much time for that even, because then we're cutting over to Wonder Woman, and we're seeing. Okay, hang on, we got to talk about this because we have the Andy Kubert take on Miller's design for Wonder Woman, which Andy Kubert is contractually obligated to abide by. And honestly, he makes it look about as good as it possibly can look, I guess.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it's a bad design.
I think
it's a bad design at its core.
Design-wise, bad. In this particular book, it's fine.
I think if only because Kubert's art style is better. You know, like
And there's some backup,
Yeah,
and there are backups by Frank Miller where it looks 1,000 times worse, and your brain is like,
I don't mean to imply it's good.
Yeah. So, but like when you're seeing the Andy Kubert one, you're like, oh wow, here's good art, but it's still not a good design. Unfortunately,
I also, can I be honest? I don't like the way Diana's fucking characterized at all. I mean, I said this.
oh yeah,
I don't like it. She is a warrior, and it's like, yes, Diana's a warrior. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't get any fucking compassion out of this character in any of her scenes.
Yeah, she should care.
It
about
looks,
people,
honestly, it feels like she wants to murder her daughter throughout this entire thing.
Oh, she does. She literally does. She tries to.
and it feels like she like at the first possible convenience she could take her son and throw him off a cliff. Like
yeah. Oh, so we have a son here. We have Diana has a baby boy strapped to her back, and
because remember, we have to acknowledge Dark Knight Strikes Again that in that book, Clark and Diana.
They fucked against a mountain. They fucked through a mountain.
Through a mountain. Yeah, through it.
Oh god, I had to remember Strikes Again and I nearly died.
Also, like, I don't know, Diana telling her crying baby to stop crying because the nightmare is like that. First off, Diana, hi. Why are you taking your baby into fight against a Minotaur thingy? Like
because she's cool and she can protect her son or something. I don't know.
Cool. Why?
I don't know.
Sure. Also, she's back at.
I think.
Can we also say the Themyscira design is so weird because it's not Greek; it's like Mesoamerican almost in terms of design.
I would say, that's what I had the same thought actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird choice. It's a cool design, but it's not Themyscira.
I was gonna say, did Azzarello design that in like the New 52 reboot? Maybe
no. Themyscira looks like Themyscira in Azzarello's Wonder Woman.
Maybe it's Miller wanted to make sure you realize, because let's be honest, part of this thing is this could have just been a regular canon book, like basically. Like, there's very little.
You mean just in the basic concept of the Kryptonian?
Yeah, there is very little tying this to the Dark Knight Returns universe. Mainly because let's be honest, that story had one way of continuing, and they aren't going to do it. They refuse to do it.
Yeah, mainly because, and this is, I think this is more conversation for book 2. Yeah, but. We'll talk about it in a bit. Anyway,
I was just going to propose about the design of Themyscira that it could be this way because it looks, because like it visually with the way that you could draw the architecture, it could look older and therefore have more history than a general Greek design can provide.
I suppose, but it can still be Greek and have an ancient feel to it, you know?
I was going to say, the ancient Greeks lasted a long time and had a lot of different designs if you look into, like, ancient Greek history. I mean, Greek mythology has so many variations because of how many sources from different periods of time that have just survived to the modern day, and that's just a fraction of what they believed.
Yeah. But moving on, we have Themyscira and has gone to find her father, who is frozen in ice, and we have Superman trapped in ice. And actually, it's a cool image. I like the way Kubert draws the Superman frozen in ice, but also Superman seems to have done this to himself. He has chosen to trap himself in ice.
Also, can we just say Lara's insufferable? Like,
the worst character. I hate her. I hate her so much.
Every piece of dialogue is just edge. It's like chewing on glass. It's like, why did you let the ants knock you from the sky?
Oh god,
like,
it's bad.
So if I followed why he's frozen himself is because he feels he failed at the end of the second book.
Which, yeah, I mean, he did. Everyone failed in the second book.
Right. But so that's why he's done it, right? That makes the most sense.
Here's the thing. I don't remember who said it, but there's that quote, like, of when you ask who was going to win Batman or Superman, it's like, well, it depends on whose name is on the cover of the book. Mm-hmm. That just applies to Frank Miller's writing. It's a Batman book, so Batman has to be badass, which means Superman has to be a wimp.
Yeah,
And
I mean, here's the thing. I do kind of like there's a sort of a bit of self-reflection here in that Superman was in the wrong in Strikes Again. It doesn't make the way he was characterized good, but at the very least, there's at least an aspect of reflection here, and maybe Miller kind of
maybe it's Miller, but it could also just be Azzarello trying.
Yeah, Azzarello saying,
to
"Hey, this book fucking
ideas.
sucks," and Miller is like, "What? No, wait, no. Superman wouldn't hate himself." As Azzarello's like, "Trust me, he would hate himself." But also, it's an unfortunate thing that we don't know who wrote what, so we can't really cast those aspersions on this book. But
we see a message of "Help us" in the Bottle City of Kandor, which, like, okay, cool. That's our plot setup, basically. We then get back to Gotham, and we have some religious imagery of Yindel prostrate at the bat signal, like.
Because Batman's a god or something.
Yeah. And then we basically just have a long extended car chase between.
Yep. Between the police and this new Batman, or as it turns out by the end of the issue, Batgirl, as it were. This is very clearly meant to be Carrie Kelly in a Batman costume. It's a cool idea. It's a really cool idea.
I was gonna say, oh my god, at the end, like the first issue was a little rough, but the ending is like, ooh, that's got some interesting ideas.
Yeah,
like Bruce Wayne is dead?
Yeah, Bruce Wayne is dead and Carrie Kelly is in a Batman costume, and that's a great fucking hook. Why wasn't that the first page? That should have been the first fucking page.
Because this book has maybe enough material for 6 issues stretched to 9, and even then I think the 6th is kind of stretching it. Like,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But also, can we talk about what a great idea Carrie Kelly as Batman is, Frank? Can we talk about that for a second? Frank? Can we really,
Frank, you very much wrote 99% of Dark Knight Returns where that was the conclusion and then fucked it all on the last page and then didn't do that in Strikes Again and made her basically a sex object.
So I'd love to bring this up now, actually, because I remember your big take back in Returns, Jacob, too, was that Batman should have died in Returns.
Yeah, he should be dead.
I disagree.
I disagree with that.
Strong disagree.
I disagree. He should have lived, then died in the second one if they were going to do that.
I think the point of Returns is, well, aside from the passing on, Batman's knowledge and onto the next generation. I think the point, another part of that is Bruce's faith in life, faith in himself. The reason the whole first scene of the book is Bruce Wayne trying to kill himself essentially in that race is because he sees no meaning in it anymore, and the end of the book is him finding that meaning. So yes, Bruce should live by the end of Returns. However, he should still not be Batman anymore, and that is where I think Miller misunderstands continuations of the Dark Knight Returns universe. And now we're at this point where Miller has stuck his flag in the ground so hard that even in an issue like this, even in a book set up in this way, Miller still cannot let Bruce Wayne as Batman go, and we're going to see that solidified more and more as the book goes on.
Yeah,
even with the promise of Bruce Wayne is dead.
So it's like, is he? And here's the thing, like, cool. This is also a place where you can kill Bruce Wayne and he can stay dead. This isn't the main DC universe, people. This is.
I'm gonna say maybe. Again, I know we'll get around to all of the plot points that come of it and around it. I feel like I don't mind the fake out Bruce Wayne is dead.
Mm-hmm. But he should,
because I think he should be dead by the end. But this having it done this early, I think, is a kind of mistake. If it stuck, because then Bruce Wayne dying later makes more sense on like a hero's journey kind of idea of Carrie finally coming into her own.
I wouldn't have minded a full 9-issue miniseries about Carrie Kelly learning to be Batman. Like, that could be cool. That's a cool idea. I love that idea.
That might work. I mean, here's the thing: Bruce Wayne should have been dead by the end of Strikes Again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, Miller is so fucking, so fucking nuts that he would never kill off Bruce Wayne. He would never even think about it, because Bruce Wayne is the coolest guy ever in his brain.
Don't you know he's the goddamn Batman?
He's the goddamn Batman.
Do we think Batman wants to have sex with Bruce Wayne?
I really do think he does.
There are some points later on where I'm like, Frank.
Because Frank Miller at one point in the book is like, ooh, and then Bruce Wayne becomes all young and sexy again.
And hot. And hot.
All right. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the backups, but we do have to at least mention the backups at the end of each issue.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, we got at least.
You know what?
Because
you
they're
know what?
actually
You
kind
know
of
what? Here's the
relevant.
thing. This first backup is actually drawn kind of decently. Like,
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look.
I
bad.
mean, the cover's awful.
don't-
The cover of the backup is fucking
Oh,
awful.
the cover's bad. Yeah, but
'Cause Superman's
but
got to look like
this
this
is-
inhuman thing because
yeah, but each backup is a segment of a Dark Knight Universe Presents kind of thing, and this first one is the Atom. Every one of these segments are still co-written by Miller and Azzarello, but they're all drawn by Frank Miller. Honestly, yeah, the art of the first one isn't bad.
yeah, it's good art. Like,
What I do also like about the backups is almost all of them are directly relevant to the main plot. They're essentially just extensions of the main issue. Most of them aren't just like extra little things about the universe. It's like, no, like here's what the Atom is up to, but it directly leads to how our villains in the story come about. And
yeah,
how
that there's a character called Ball in the bottled city of Kandor,
Mm-hmm.
who in that the Kandor is tired of being small. Like, I mean,
the fact that we had an entire bit in this Q&A about Doctor Who references in this book and nobody pulled up the Exelon from Death to the Daleks, fools.
Oh, that, yeah. You know, I didn't even make that connection because
Ball,
is also...
it's spelled the exact same way.
No, because that's Bilal.
Oh, you're right, Bilal. Oh, you're right.
It's
Fuck.
similar. It's not the same.
Even.
Ball is
Yeah.
the name of a Mesopotamian. I want to say god of maybe fertility and rain. Often used as like demonic evil god in things like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like naming your villain Satan and being like, I wonder who the bad guy is. Is it
Yeah.
Satan?
But yeah, essentially this message from Bottle City of Kandor reaches Lara, and Lara asks for the Atom's help in restoring the Bottle City of Kandor because they are tired of being small.
Here's part of the problem. The inciting is in. We are an issue now. We are a full issue deep, and the inciting incident hasn't actually happened yet. Like,
yeah, we're setting up the inciting incident in the backup, but
yeah, we're doing the setup. The backup is the prologue to the actual book.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, but it's also, I hate to say it, the end of issue 1. That's a red herring inciting incident. Like,
yeah, because it's not the actual inciting incident. Bruce Wayne isn't actually dead, and Carrie Kelly isn't actually Batman. So,
and we're gonna spend a surprising amount of time with that.
Yeah. So issue 2.
Yeah, book 2. Carrie has been captured, and she is being first off beaten and then interrogated by Commissioner Yindel.
I want to say it's because Miller wants to say police brutality is bad, which, like, yeah, no, fair to him.
Again, bare minimum Frank Miller, good take.
And you know, it is treading some commentary that I don't think was entirely tread in Returns.
Oh yeah. Because here's the thing: all the cops in Returns, you know, while they all kind of like revere Batman, so it's not like the cops in like Year One say, where you know they're all sort of against Batman, and you have that you can at least read into
be like, hey,
police brutality, corrupt cops kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Returns. I mean, for most cops in Returns are just like, oh man, look how cool that Batman guy is. It's cool that he's back, and
yeah.
and now they all hate him. So.
And whereas, like in Year One, even Jim Gordon, the good guy that he is kind of corrupt in different ways.
Exactly. Yeah. Year One's a great book, is all we're trying to say. But yeah, we have this here. Yeah, somebody was like trying to comment on that, but then most of the scene is actually about Carrie and Yindel, and also trying to once again acknowledge that strikes again did happen, and there was a big kingpin-looking President Lex Luthor that beat the piss out of Batman. And God, they forced Andy Kubert to draw that, didn't they? That's
they did.
Oh,
I was almost upset, like actually, when I saw the art of the self-described Toad Man, my favorite description.
Oh man, can we also talk about, since we're bringing up Lex Luthor, the insane presidency of the Dark Knight Returns universe?
Yeah,
actual Ronald Reagan to Lex Luthor to Barack Obama. and all in the span of like what, maybe like 8 years altogether.
Yeah, well, it's also like.
And if we're really stretching,
Here's the thing: the timeline makes no sense because,
Oh
like,
God, no.
so Returns is supposed to be
We
85.
talked about this in our personal
Yeah, Returns is
lives.
supposed to be 85, and say that like that the Batman that retired was like a Silver Age Batman.
Yes, because it was very much like, hey, what? Because Miller's idea was, hey, what if Batman had just had aged since his debut, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Cool idea.
but-
Great idea.
But like,
Strikes Again, despite
Strikes Again.
She plays like 3 years later, and is and the
Sounds
world is
right,
entirely
yeah.
like digitized, like some weird sort of cyberpunk bullshit, and now we're back to this, which is also I think only 3 years after Strikes Again,
Which
and it's like we're kind of back to a slightly more grounded world, but also it's kind of meant to take place in 2016, and like what is
also,
happening?
how old is Carrie supposed to be? Because
So
like,
here's the thing. At the very least, Carrie is most definitely an adult in this book.
I was gonna say,
like
because
a proper one.
she had to be like 15, 16 in Returns, right?
Yeah, and
Because even if we
no, I'm pretty
even
sure
if we assume like a worst,
didn't they say she was like 17 in Strikes Again?
They might have.
yeah, she calls out her age.
Yeah, because of course she does. Of course she does. But yeah. So at the very least, Carrie's like actually an adult here, which is nice.
We get a kind of touching death scene of Bruce Wayne, like, but he's not actually dead. Is the problem?
Yeah. Like it's all a fake out. It all means nothing. We're gonna find out this is all bullshit by the end of the second issue. So like, in the meantime, we're focusing in on Lara and Ray working on resizing Kandor and getting all the people from there back, talking to Ball the entire time.
Ball, who has a design in.
Yeah, he's got kind of a Mad Max thing going on. He's
A little bit.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, he Carrie then is getting transferred by the police, and then she is saved by the Bat Tank, which is still a great design. I love the Bat Tank. I can't ever fault the Bat Tank from Returns.
No, I like the Bat Tank. The
It's
Bat
a
Tank
great
is
design.
just cool.
And we get and once again, here's the thing: this action takes a lot of fucking pages.
Yeah, this is how this book that Jacob has accurately described as like maybe like 5-6 issues max. It does. This is how it gets stretched into 9 issues, and it's all these. On the bright side, it's a breezy read because it's a pretty light book. But a lot of these segments are just a lot of these sequences are just like extended action sequences, extended chases, big fights to some degree, and we're learning very little information from each issue. Even the backups are just kind of like, while they are furthering the plot to a degree, they're just sometimes they're just filling pages. Because they clearly want to sell the issues at a slightly marked up price and also have more issues in general because they're selling Frank Miller to the people with more Batman. And it's
Can we just be how weird it is? Like, so like we resize the Bottle City of Kandor, or at least getting the people out. And Ray Palmer just looks on and
some people.
Like Ray Palmer just looks on in horror for some reason. Like
he agreed to this.
It's like
I think
you agreed to this.
Do you know why I think, in my opinion, why I think he's immediately looking on in horror? Because he sees the main guy and is like, "Oh crap, that guy is just evil."
He's just suddenly genre aware. He's aware of what book he's in, and he realizes that this is a race of alien. This is a race. Okay, so actually, you know what? I get it. This is an Elseworld, so you can have, I guess, your race of Kryptonian super Nazis stuck in the Bottle City of Kandor, even though I don't think that's what Kandor is meant to represent.
No. But
Jerry
again,
Jerry Siegel is spinning in his grave.
Yeah, but again, it's it's an Elseworlds thing. You can do whatever you want realistically.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Ray just becomes like genre aware. He knows what book he's in, and our leader.
He then shrinks into nothing and gets smushed.
He gets smushed by Ball. And we meet our leader here of the Kryptonians from Kandor named Quar, which is a hell of a name. And
it feels like a Star Trek name, but not a good Star Trek name.
yeah.
I could see that. And my favorite part is Quar is like, You see, all of my followers, we exclusively got out somehow, and screw the rest of everyone
Yeah,
else.
because he destroys the rest of the city. He got all of his followers out of the city, and then apparently Kandor didn't actually matter because Kandor gets destroyed. He destroys Kandor.
And his multiple wives. Remember, because he's got multiple wives.
Yes, and Miller needs you to know that.
Like what? I don't know a damn thing. Here's the thing: I don't know a thing about this character. I've read this book, and I've like.
He bad guy. He fascist bad guy.
He fascist who wants world domination. I'm like,
yeah,
cool. Are you Miller? Are you trying to do another Silver Age parody? Is that what you're
Maybe.
trying to do?
Maybe. I think you're expecting a little bit much there.
Here's the thing. I've read.
I'm gonna be honest. There might be something to that because the Fortress of Solitude has the big Silver Age like keyhole door thing.
That's
like,
true.
It's like Frank. I've read some Silver Age Flash. A lot of the goofy villains there have some actual motivation, even back in the 50s. Like,
yeah. I mean, the motivation here is simply they believe themselves to be the master race, and they believe I can't believe how many times I have to say that in this episode. But they believe themselves to be the master race, and they because of that they think that they will inherit the Earth and that they will eliminate the humans and they will rebuild Krypton here, I assume. And that's
cool.
That's about the size of what I remember.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's going to take us 7 issues to get to like a final confrontation. Never mind that like they're out. They can start their conquest. I don't think their conquest really starts to like the end of the next. Does it start? It starts in the next issue. It doesn't really start till near the back. Like till it doesn't really start till like near the.
Well, because now we're gonna focus back in on Batman because the issue does end with the revelation that Bruce Wayne is actually alive. And
my last note on this issue was literally fuck this shit. Like no, because like
then it's gonna get worse because our backup story is Wonder Woman drawn by Frank Miller. So
yeah.
Let's see. Oh wait, no, actually, hang on, wait. He doesn't draw this. I just looked at it. It says art by Eduardo Risa. Wait, we've read stuff by him, haven't we? Wait, what have we read by him?
I don't know.
On one shots, I want to say.
Maybe.
Unless I'm wrong. Maybe. I don't know. Either way,
you know what? I think he's in an issue of Last Halloween.
Oh, yes, you're correct. But this is, of course, once again, someone trying to emulate Miller's style, and it's not the best thing ever.
So,
no.
Why is Lara here? Like,
she came back
for a lesson.
I just get the sense that Diana and Lara have
the dialogue here literally says she's late for some kind of training lesson.
Yes, she's late for a lesson. But it's like I just get the sense that these women, just mother and daughter, they just fucking hate each other so much. And like,
also, Diana, why are you fighting her with your infant son on your back still? Like,
yeah, what?
Why? Because here's the thing. Diana always has the infant son on her back through like 90% of this, and it feels like it's, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's saying something, and that's not a great thing. It's kind of reducing Wonder Woman to a mother. And
yeah, but even then, there's this hatred that Diana has for Lara because they fight each other, and Diana like really fucking hates her because Lara goes, "You mother, I'm not like you," and she tries to like stab her daughter, and the sword breaks, and Lara goes like, "I'm Kryptonian," and she fucking flies away. And once again, Diana
it's also
her
like,
daughter.
Yeah, part of the problem is also Miller wants like this Wonder Woman's compassionate, except like Miller, you haven't shown any fucking compassionate with this woman. Like,
yeah,
you haven't. Every line of dialogue, Miller. Here's the thing. Part of the problem, Frank Miller, right? Character voices, like you could turn to a page at random and read out a line and you could not tell who the fuck is right, like saying this line. Like everybody has the same voice, and it's a problem. Like maybe Bruce sometimes gets uniqueness because Frank Miller loves Bruce Wayne so much.
Frank Miller loves this guy. He loves him. But this does take us into Master Race Book 3. So Bruce Wayne is looking after Carrie. Carrie is sort of like recovering from her police brutality, and Bruce is watching the world go to hell as Kryptonians begin taking to the skies and killing humans and claiming their place on the planet. and then also a lot of the
You know
rest of the
what?
issue then.
You know what happened, I think.
Hmm.
Miller saw Robert Kirkman write Invincible and thought, I can do that.
Fascinating.
And-
I have not. I haven't read much
can't.
Invincible. I have not
There's-
read much Invincible.
Well, look, here's the thing. Our villain's design kind of looks like a Viltrumite design from Invincible.
Okay.
And, like, it's like, okay, did you just want to be Robert Kirkman Miller and can't be Robert Kirkman?
I think you're assuming Frank Miller wants to be someone other than himself.
Like,
Yeah, you know, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Invincible thing, but also, yeah, I think Miller just believes in himself so much. He really does think that he, like, I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't.
I will say, yeah.
emulate
Also say,
other
for the
things,
brief
but-
moment, like, okay, like there was a brief moment where I'm like, okay, so maybe this is going to be Bruce has to guide Carrie as Batman through trial by fire.
Yeah,
through
because we kind of get
Kryptonian
a.
invasion.
Yeah, you haven't watched it yet because you suck, Jacob. But this is kind of a Batman Beyond thing where we have like old Bruce Wayne sort of looking back from the Batcave, you know, sort of like watching things.
I am aware of Batman Beyond's premise, Joey.
Yeah, but Jacob, you should fucking watch it. You should watch Justice League Unlimited. Then you should watch Batman Beyond, and we should do bonus episodes on those because they're fucking great.
They're phenomenal. Do that.
Anyway, but yeah, we kind of have like old Bruce here, sort of like watching from the Batcave, watching our Kryptonians raise hell. They blow up a city at one point, and
I think it's
what is it meant to be? It looks.
it's
familiar.
Moscow. It's Moscow. They blow
Oh,
up.
It-
Because remember, the Russians are Russians enemy of America, and they need to be blown up. I think. I don't know. Miller's
Isn't it? If it's also like a demonstration of power, and then they're like, okay, no more bloodshed unless you don't submit.
sure.
If I recall.
Yeah. And then he's like, I will give you 3 days to consider this, and
Because pseudo resurrection imagery.
yeah,
I-
yeah.
Trying to do. There's a lot of religious imagery in this, but it's one of those things where it's like you don't actually say shit with your use of religious imagery, Frank, and Brian. But here's the thing: I am sure some of these bad ideas are also Brian Azzarello.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's definitely not.
Oh
innocent.
yeah, I'm sure.
But also, you know, it's there are also good ideas here as well, and
It's the problem of I can't tell what the hell to do. Also, why is there a baby on social media randomly? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah,
I
was
mean,
confused by that.
Here's the thing:
when I read it.
I know there are influencers who are literal children. Like the Rizzler is a thing.
Yeah. Can someone clip Jacob Leclerc saying the Rizzler out loud on the podcast?
Rizzler. Look, the amount of time, every time I have to I had to say that word. No, I didn't have to. So that was an answer to a question in a trivia tournament I was playing in. I didn't end up getting to it, but
so now you just chose to say it. Now you just
yeah. Now I
had
had. But also oh look, there's Trump.
There's Trump and there's Barack Obama. And these are all people that exist. And see, it's saying something because these are things that exist in our world. And
He's vaguely saying Fox News, conservative media bad.
Mhm.
And I think someone may want to say the Democrats are bad at their job, but I
I don't think Miller would dare say that in 2015. I doubt it.
maybe
I think he's saying that if I were spitballing, if I were trying to understand this at all, I think he's trying to say conservative media bad, current sitting administration and all associated network style networks watching and the like is just inefficient.
Mhm. But then at that point,
It's not that it's bad;
if
it's that
he's-
they can't do their job.
true. But then if he is continually illustrating the point that they're inefficient, then what is he actually saying about them if we just keep seeing them over and over and over again? Again, we're just filling up pages, really. So
also
that.
Bruce and Carrie go to free Superman, which again, this could work. This could work.
Oh god, but then we get the most Frank Miller dialogue ever. Bruce starts beating Superman out of the ice with a fucking hammer, and he goes, "Get up, Kansas! Wallow time is over. I know you can hear me. Hell, you're probably looking through your eyelids at me, right with your damn X-ray vision. Well, take a good hard look. I'm broken, Boy Scout. I can't do this anymore. It'll kill me. The world needs you. Saying that kills me too. Like,
And here's the thing: Kubert's art is trying to portray this as a friendly thing in that last panel. Like,
yeah,
as
it's
two
true. Well,
really
it's true.
close-
Like I want to have a charitable reading on that because part of me is like, oh yeah, no, actually, like I also want to read like introspection into this and then be like Miller saying, oh yeah, no, Bruce actually does need support. He does need friends. He needs people that like him. But like,
especially, let's. This is being written in 2015. Damian Wayne has been a character for like a decade at this point.
Yeah.
Or getting close
Yeah.
to a decade at this point.
yeah.
Like, Grant Morrison has had their entire Batman run. Like,
But then Superman is freed from the ice. All things considered, I do actually like the costume he's in here. It's actually the way Kubert draws it in particular.
yeah.
So yeah, it actually looks kind of good.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
Yeah. But then Bruce and Carrie are like flying back, flying through the city. We get more Kryptonians terrorizing the city, or terrorizing the world, really. And
Also,
and
Lara,
Lara is with Ball.
and they want to fuck, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, because that's all people with superpowers want to do is they want to fuck.
Ball also isn't really a character. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck does he do after this point?
He's literally just here to introduce Quar, and then after Quar is introduced, like Ball falls in love with Lara, and she clearly doesn't
it.
reciprocate those feelings. And
He becomes disfigured at some point.
'Cause-
Yes, if I remember that right.
what's up?
Doesn't he become disfigured at some
I
point
think
and
so.
like, think himself useless?
I think so.
Oh yeah, because there's the ableism of this fucking
Yeah.
book.
And then there's fucking like Lara who is so fucking emotionless. Like I get it like, that she doesn't have like the same feelings for Ball that he has for her, but like she feels nothing. And when she does feel something, when Miller and Azraella decide to give her like an emotion, it is just undying servitude to Quar and her hatred of humanity. Which like, I don't know. Am I misremembering Strikes Again? Like I'm pretty sure in Strikes Again she learns at least a little bit of something of humanity, right?
I mean, that's kind of what it implied.
and here's the
but
thing.
Remember, Joey.
I do like where this
everyone-
book, I like where this book leaves Lara. I really do. I love the ending of this book for her. But up to that point, she's not. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Sorry, say what you're going to say, Jacob. Too.
She's been flanderized into generic fascist with edgy dialogue.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're right. Ugh.
we have a Doctor Strangelove parody.
I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah.
Yindel gets a panel because
Yep, she gets a single panel because Yindel exists.
the Sons of Batman show up for like 2
They
seconds.
do. They do. The ones that should be the focus of every Dark Knight Returns book post Dark Knight Returns.
Or at the very least, Carrie should be the focus.
Carrie and the Sons of the Bat. Those should be the main characters. That should be them.
They
It should be
really
them. Not
should
the
be.
Justice League.
And of
Sorry,
course-
we
of
don't
course
need the
the-
Justice League.
Of course, the person who's going to speak for the world is fucking Bruce Wayne Batman because he's got.
because he's so cool and he says "go to hell" to them, I guess, and that's cool, I guess. And I don't know. And then Superman shows up and he's there to swing his
And
big.
do you know what?
big
For
dick
one
at Paul.
moment, I think, oh, has someone told Frank that Superman can be cool and that we actually like Clark? Like,
But then Lara shows up, and Lara and her dad are gonna fight, but not, of course, before we have our backup of the issue. Man, oh man.
I'm just gonna say I've never understood what's going on here.
What is Frank Miller
Like,
trying to say
this-
with this?
If these
Hal Jordan's a slut?
pseudo-amorphous green energy things that supposedly Hal Jordan.
I'm just
I
now
don't get
noticing
it.
these green energy things have dicks.
again, Hal Jordan's a slut.
Hal Jordan's a slut. I mean that's just an objective fact. We can acknowledge that. And also,
And he has to become human again because his Earth needs him. Also, why is Hal Jordan's fantasy like weird farm conservative 1950s thing? Like,
I don't know. Also, the breakdowns for this are done by John Romita Jr. And the finishes are by Frank Miller on this backup. So that's a problem. I like John Romita Jr. I really do.
but someone's drawing some Middle Eastern people as caricatures.
And that person is definitely Frank Miller, I think.
I was gonna say I don't think that's John Romita Jr. I haven't
I
seen
really
much Romita Jr. art, but he doesn't seem like the type of guy to do weird facial caricatures.
We've read an entire Marvel Comics event drawn by Romita Jr. You know he's better.
That's
than that.
true. That's true. Yeah, he's better. Oh God.
But yeah, and also like I don't know. My hot take is I just don't think Hal Jordan needs to be in this book. I really don't.
I mean,
I love Hal
it's,
Jordan.
it's,
I love Hal Jordan. I would love to see Hal Jordan in everything, but I don't think he needs to be in this
it's
book.
quite literally. It's hey, Hal Jordan is a god. He's also going to get killed, basically.
Yeah, because there's also actually Jacob 1. Sorry, you would remember this better than me. What does Hal Jordan do at the end of Strikes Again? I forget.
Oh, Strikes Again. He
becomes like the
puts his hand. He becomes a giant. Puts his hand around the earth, and all of the military weapons disappear, and then he fucks off.
Ugh. What an experience.
That is exactly what happens.
Yes, now he's a god.
Here's the thing. I don't remember a lot of the plot of Dark Knight Strikes Again.
As well you should.
I'm lucky I do.
And the things that I remember don't
unlucky,
actually get referenced here all that often. Like
that's true. Yeah, because again, we're stuck in this weird middle ground where Miller clearly wants to acknowledge it, and Azzarello doesn't, and the world doesn't want to acknowledge Strikes Again. But it happened, and we just have to
maybe instead of just gotten sequels to like Gotham by Gaslight. At least
God,
that was a cool Elseworlds thing. That was Mike Mignola art. I like Mike Mignola art.
Anyway, book 4. Apparently the Atom's still alive somehow. I thought he was crushed.
We've decided he's actually getting smaller. He's now subatomic. Don't worry about it. It's because we need to have an ass pull for the resolution of this book.
Yep.
It's.
I will just say this has some precedence in Strikes Again when he becomes small enough to go along an airwave through a telephone.
This is exactly why you're here. Because you're going to remind us of the shit we tried to wipe from our mind from Strikes Again.
Like, I'm just saying, this has some precedence. All I'm saying.
But yeah, it's time for Lara versus Clark, and the first thing we do is destroy the Washington Monument because I think that's symbolism. And then they fight all throughout Washington D.C. We
gets
have
his ass beat because Frank Miller doesn't like Superman. Like that's literally it. It's Frank doesn't like Superman, so Superman can't do anything cool.
At least it isn't the character assassination from Strikes Again.
Yeah, here it's just the typical, like, yeah, at least like this is just reminiscent of the Frank Miller just said, of Returns, where like Miller just said, yeah, sure, Superman's fine, but he's gonna get his ass beat by everyone I want them to, everyone I wanted to get his ass beat by. So it's we have Batman and Carrie watching over the Lara Superman fight from the Batcave, and Superman retreats to the Fortress of Solitude, where he's followed by Quar's Kryptonian friends.
And he's encased in random black goo.
Yeah, whatever that is. It's actually kind of cool. I here's the thing. I do actually kind of like the visual of the Kryptonian army after like it's a cool idea.
Bruce says that he's encased in black matter
for eternity.
Eternity is maybe a book.
Yeah. And then the Kryptonians destroy the Fortress of Solitude. They burn it and they raise it to the ground, or the water, I suppose. And
we get a lot of like religious rhetoric that like. Okay, it's very Christian coded, but like I have a feeling that that's Azzarello, and I feel like Azzarello's doing some rewrites because let's be honest, there's a religion that Frank Miller doesn't like.
Yeah,
Christianity.
Yeah. Why, Jacob? What did Frank Miller write?
Do I have to even name that book?
You should say. I want to hear you say it, Jacob. Please.
There's a book called Holy Terror, where it's basically Batman with the serial numbers filed off. Says Islam is bad,
Amazing.
And that got. Here's the thing, DC was at least smart to be like, so we can't publish that. Mind you, they still gave Miller several jobs after this, and I don't know, well, probably because he sells. I don't know why a post-Holy Terror Frank Miller sells. Like,
because thankfully, everyone tries to forget Holy Terror happened, and so all they have left is Dark Knight Returns and Daredevil. But
and Frank Miller will forever have jobs at Marvel and DC.
yeah.
Miller never even apologized for Holy Terror.
Oh no.
He just vaguely said he couldn't write it again today, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, that's not an apology.
He literally said you couldn't make Blazing Saddles today.
Yeah, but it framed that as that's his apology, and I'm like, that's not an apology.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what we do have here essentially is Azrael actually trying to sort of, I would assume it's Azrael sort of like trying to like draw some literary allusions to other things that don't make this seem as bad. But
here's the thing: you could argue there's a place for writing the rise of Christo-fascism in 2015, but it doesn't actually say anything about it. Also, Batman's trying to get the Justice League together, except not really, and
also Obama gives in to the Kryptonians, and Gotham, the people of Gotham begin throwing like a riot.
And Carrie has to stab Bruce with Be Batman Again juice because
that's literally what it is.
Because again, after those first two issues where we set something up really nicely that would have been an interesting story, Carrie does fuck all in the rest of this book.
But then Bruce gives Carrie what he calls a graduation present. I'm going to talk about it now. It doesn't come into the backup, but I'm going to talk about it now. The worst colored Batman suit you could possibly imagine. What the fuck?
I know.
Who said, what if I colored the Batman suit like the Joker? Who said that?
Mind you, it's supposed to be a Batgirl suit.
I'm going to fucking throw up. Why can't Carrie just wear a fucking Batman costume?
I was going to say, here's the thing. If you're going to do a tribute, could you at least make it the colors of Barbara Gordon's Batgirl suit?
Yeah.
You clearly want it to be.
Yeah.
Hey, Cassandra Cain is a character people really like, and she's been around for a decade at this point.
Yeah.
I think 15 years, maybe. Decade, maybe. A little over a decade.
Cass was created in the late 90s. So
I was going to say, she was created for No Man's Land, which I want to say is
late 90s, early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Right, but did she exist when the first book came out?
No. So that's the other thing is Frank doesn't want to. I get the idea is Frank doesn't want to do anything that wouldn't have reasonably existed when Returns came out. That's why Green Lantern is Hal Jordan in Strikes Again, and Barry Allen is the Flash. But I don't know.
You could have. Speaking of Barry Allen, he shows up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Barry Allen, nice transition there that I accidentally did. Barry Allen, once again in that fucking black costume. What is that? Anyway, he breaks his leg, and that's that. Batman talks to Commissioner Yindel, and
tells her to get off her ass.
Yeah,
do something. I don't think actually she does anything in the rest of this book.
And then the Atom is still falling through the void and is trying to find a way out. And then they have our backup, which is Dark Knight Universe presents Batgirl, which Frank Miller falls off the deep end as far as art goes. Because this is pretty rough.
Yeah.
This one's pretty rough.
The first page of the backup alone tells you what
it's an extended fight scene of Carrie Kelly fighting people.
And then Aquaman shows up.
And nobody looks good.
Yeah. God, look at Aquaman's face. Jesus Christ.
Does Aquaman have both his arms?
Man.
I think he does.
The fact that this is the debut...
he has got both his arms.
The fact that this is the debut of this Batgirl costume for Carrie, it just kind of tells you exactly what you're in for with this version of the character.
Cool. It's,
Also, our cover for Master Race Book 5 then, could you tell that a certain movie was coming out in early 2016?
I mean, that's probably also why this book exists, just in general.
Maybe. I'm not quite sure I agree with that. I feel like you could... I feel like they could have made a Dark Knight Returns sequel at any point in time and tried to sell it. But this cover especially is big. Like, hey, we're trying to sell Batman v Superman merchandise. So,
mind you, Clark and Bruce don't fight in this. Anyway, yeah, what's this? The plot of this?
The plot. I think this is the issue with the least plot.
The riots are happening.
That sounds right. Yeah,
the riots are happening.
Riots are happening.
Aquaman.
Yep.
For a couple of pages.
Lara's with Quar, and Yindel's doing nothing, and Superman. We break Superman free from his black goo, and is that it?
That's why Aquaman is here, because we need him to get Superman from.
And then somehow, Bruce Wayne.
Frank Miller finds an excuse to put him back in the armor, because that also makes it feel like the Dark Knight Returns again.
Super extra armor, because Bruce Wayne somehow has synthesized more synthetic kryptonite and is bathing the world in synthetic kryptonite to basically chemically gas the Kryptonians.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Except Clark.
Except
Clark
was in another suit,
which happens somehow. I think I'm actually hating this book the more I describe it out loud.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
The act of experiencing it.
Also, Barry is doing tech support for some reason.
Barry's doing tech support upside down.
He is controlling the kryptonite clouds.
Yeah. And so, man, this issue sucks.
That's it.
That's
also
really
that is the internal monologue.
That's right. That's right. We gave Superman a big iron suit to look like Batman. That's how he's surviving in the kryptonite.
Also,
rain.
Can we just say like Bruce is getting off on all the murder, and like
Frank Miller is getting off on all the murder, and showing us that through Bruce.
Yeah. What's the backup in this one? The backup is Lara.
Oh god! The cover of this one. Oh god!
Once again, why do we keep sexualizing this character? Like,
I hate this one. It's so bad. Oh god.
Oh yeah.
That's a bad one. Oh god. This is Lara, who is being cold to Ball because she's a cool, cold Kryptonian bitch, and then he assaults her, and then she hits him, and.
Because, that's what we love. Mm-hmm.
And then he's disfigured, I guess. And then she runs away. And that's the end of the backup.
Oh, yeah, she disfigures him, but then she...
It's so funny how they showed
and then
off...
she kisses him because, I guess.
That's what cool people do. But then it's so funny to me that... the Carrie Batgirl costume is made a big deal out of last issue, and it's just absent from both the main story and the backup of book 5. And now we're moving into book 6, and it's the cover. So,
hey, they have to it's almost like they have to reintroduce it to your memory,
right? Yeah.
Well, it's so. Remember, this thing is stretched to hell. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what? I said 6. Fuck it. There's a good 4-parter in here.
I would say 5. I would personally say 5.
I think 5. Make it a nice tight 5-parter. It'd be brilliant.
But
again,
getting into this, I think this is another issue where just not much happens. We have Superman and Batman in their big iron suits fighting some Kryptonians.
The Kryptonians who are just being all, look at us, we're fascists. Isn't fascism cool? Fascism.
Carrie's in the Bat tank because that's cool. And
because we gotta give her something to do, and Azzarello isn't going to let Miller devolve her back into a sex object like she was in Strikes Again.
Yeah,
it's like thank you, Azzarello. Thank you, Brian. I will thank you for that.
We then have the Sons of the Bat being gliding down upon the city, which is actually kind of a cool image. I do like that. Then they get killed immediately by some
You can tell we're getting closer to the election happening because Hillary Clinton shows up.
Hillary Clinton does show up. That is absolutely true. But here's the part where Ball gets disfigured because Carrie gasses the guy with some kryptonite. And
which all talking about how we have to lead by example, and it's like, okay, so like
Like,
Whatever happened to these are the instruments
I was
of
just
the
going to bring that
enemy?
up. This is the
And,
weapon of the
like-
enemy. Like, there's that amazing moment in Returns that everyone bangs on about. And it's like, we're not doing that here. We're just not doing. We're stooping to their level, and we are being just as violent, if not more violent than
Like,
them.
philosophically, I understand Karl Popper's paradox of tolerance, that to have a truly tolerant society, you have to be intolerant of intolerance. And which, like, yeah, fair. You got to stamp out bigotry and go as hard as you can.
But we're also writing stories about superheroes here. Like,
here's, Frank, if you love the Silver Age so much, why aren't you letting Clark be a badass and just pull shit out of his ass to save the day immediately? Because, like,
yeah.
that's part of the fun of Silver Age Superman. I get it.
I forget.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah. I forget, Jacob, too. You have that JLA DC Finest, right?
I haven't read it yet. I haven't.
That to me, that is the epitome of DC Silver Age. It is.
But I've read a handful of Silver Age Action Comics issues because they were in the 80 Years collection.
That's true. Yeah,
and they're insane, and they're fun, and I like them. I don't like this.
But then Bruce Wayne dies. And that's how the issue ends.
Again.
Yeah. Bruce is killed by a stray Kryptonian laser eye beam, and then he's killed.
I really like the heartbeat imagery to show him dying. I do love that. It's a great
it's something carried over from Returns.
It's just something carried over from Returns, and I like it. It thematically works.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like he's done.
And you know what? If this had happened, this is about this is a little over the halfway point of the book. If this had happened like at the halfway of a shorter miniseries, and we took the rest of the miniseries to really reflect on this and move on, and again pass this on to the next generation, I think then maybe these last 3 issues wouldn't be some of the worst Frank Miller I've ever read.
Maybe I could give this book a 5 out of 10. You know what? Yeah, I've got a mark.
A 5. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I currently have this book at a 4, but as we're going through it, I'm like, no, this is a fucking 3. This is a 3. This is
fascinating. I'm not sure what I would rate it. I don't know.
I will say my numbers.
There's an interesting point that my brother brought up before that we did kind of gloss over. Like, there is a difference between experiencing the book and talking about it. Because experiencing it, because it is so light on dialogue and flashy and quick, it can be easy to just be like, oh cool, that was a simple, easy read. I didn't mind it.
I will say, I'm not going to go into why I had to shotgun 4 issues right before recording. I've been having a day, a weekend. It's fine. We're fine. It's going to be fine tomorrow because I have things coming that's going to fix it all.
But it's true. Like, you had to go through these, and I'm sure the experience was different, right? Like it wasn't. It's not a painful experience to read through the book. Whereas, like, Strikes Again,
there are points where it's painful. Mainly the backups. Especially the backup we're about to go into, because fuck this backup and fuck this cover. Good
God. Look at that cover now. Jesus Christ.
It's the problem of, there are interesting ideas. I also love the image of Bruce dying in Clark's arms. Like,
yeah. Again, it's just it should stick. It should really stick. It should stick.
Here's the thing. I love the relationship between Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne on every level. Like, I find the people who ship them fascinating too, because I'm like, I can see it in a lot of writing too. I can see it. There is this intense friendship between these two people who understand each other so completely and come from complete opposite ends, but have such personal tragedies, and they go through those tragedies in such different ways, but they are complementary. They are great. I wish writers would also include Diana in that a little more, but it's a little difficult because of where Diana as a character comes from versus where, like, in her creation by William Moulton Marsden versus Bill Finger essentially creating the Batman that we know with Bob Kane's idea. And then Siegel and Schuster coming from their specific, a lot of their Jewish heritage there. It's all there. But then Bruce keeps coming back. Like, he needs to be dead. He needs to be dead.
Yeah. This should actually be the end of Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne.
We have had so many points where it should have been the end of Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne. and he just won't.
But as far as like endings go, where like, you know, like if we're not going to do it by a certain point by a certain point in this universe, and we're going to wait this long to do it, this should actually be it. This could be an actually great. You know what? I'm going to do the thing. This would be a good death.
This would be a good death.
This would be a good death, but it's not.
This would this would be a good death for Bruce Wayne. It is a good death for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But Clark Kent decides, no. The world needs a Batman. Forgetting Carrie Kelly is like 20 feet that direction.
So
hey guys, do you remember Carrie Kelly, first female Robin? Probably important for why Stephanie Brown is a character, if we're being honest.
yeah,
And probably important for why Harper Row is a character. And
yeah.
kind
we
of
love Harper Row in this house. Like, come on, like
honestly, possibly important for why Cass is a character, though maybe not. I think Cass is a very different character.
yeah, very, very different character.
Probably
But-
important for
Yes,
where a lot of
that's a
Barbara
bit
Gordon's
correct.
characterization went post Killing Joke too.
Yeah. Carrie Kelly, despite being created by Frank Miller, is one of those staples of strong female characters in comic books. At least
she's
in
a
the versions
character
of-
that the general public is aware of.
yeah,
Like,
the image of that tiny little redhead girl Robin next to big ass Batman is just one of those iconic images of comics that even people that don't read comics know. They know that fucking image. And what have we done with her? Like, really?
turned her
honestly.
into a sex object and then sidelined her.
Yeah.
And then stopped her from being a sex object.
Yeah.
And hinted that we might do something interesting with her. And then immediately the next issue sidelined her for like the rest of the damn book. Like,
And a large portion of the story to follow, unfortunately.
but this backup, women
backup.
be fighting. That is what this is.
This is Dark Knight Universe Presents World's Finest. For some reason. This
Yeah,
is-
so yeah, for some reason.
Why is this one a world's
Well, here's the thing. For some reason, the backups switch from being character names. Like the last one was The Dark Knight Universe Presents Laura, and one was Wonder Woman, one was The Atom, one was Green Lantern.
but
Now
then they
there's
become
just
comic book titles.
specifically Batman titles. Like,
Well, no, there's an Action Comics one at the end.
oh right.
And Strange Adventures is one of them, too.
Yeah. So like, are you trying to say something? Are you trying to like? Are these the books that you read as a kid, Miller, and this is what you remember of them? I don't know.
I don't know if I'd say that personally.
Realistically, there just comes a point where, I mean, it's kind of this way from the very start, but especially at the halfway point of the book, where these backups really just become extensions of the main issues and not backups in and of themselves.
Yeah.
they're just they're sort of like they're just telling, here's what's happening over here story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we have the Sons of the Bat fighting Laura and the other Kryptonians, and we have a Carrie versus Laura fight,
And both Carrie and Laura are like every shot emphasizes either their tits or their ass. Like,
yeah. And then Wonder Woman shows up and doesn't make that matters any better, of course.
Miller also keeps doing that weird thing where the heads never fit on the shoulders right. Like,
Yeah. It's it looks so bad. It looks so bad.
also, there's this idea that like Diana's done some self-reflection and has failed as a mother, and like it's supposed to be a moment of compassion, but Miller's drawing it, so it's just angry.
So she fucking chokes out and slaps her daughter, and then is like, "I'm your mother," and that bond cannot be shattered. Like, fucking what? And then Laura gets up, cries, and flies away. Like that's some kind of powerful moment.
Except it isn't. Like, the last line is also, no matter how hard we strike each other. Okay.
And then we go into book 7.
Oh look, another Batman v Superman cover.
Oh yeah, big time. But also a Batman that is distinctly not drawn like Dark Knight Returns Batman. He just isn't. Like that just looks like regular ass
he's
Batman.
just not.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
suppose
just
it's very, very fitting for what this issue is about to do. Because we open on Clark carrying Bruce's body. I'm actually curious, Jacob too, because I know I had spoiled this for Jacob 1 ahead of time. I forget why, under what circumstances I did this, but Jacob 2, were you under the impression at all that Miller was actually going to keep Bruce dead?
I thought he might. I thought, okay, maybe this was like a Star Trek II Wrath of Khan thing, where it leaked that Bruce was going to die, so we added in the first issue that he's dead, so we could do it later, like Spock did in Wrath of Khan. But nope. Fucking nope.
Yeah. Nope. First off,
also, oh my god, the dialogue on Clark is just like, oh my god, stop whining, Clark.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. Here's the thing. I like my Superman complex. I like him to have self-reflection and doubt. I do. But Jesus fuck, Clark. This isn't self-reflection doubt. This is Frank Miller needs to make Batman the most badass character, so Clark has to be I don't like to say a wuss because I don't like the word wuss. But
I would maybe say emotionally compromised.
I would say his character is compromised into being he has to be subservient to the cool badassness that is Batman, who's the only one who can save the fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then Miller gets to write a Trump tweet.
It's because here's the thing. I think the election is close to happening at this point, or has happened. Like,
I think close to happening at the time of writing.
The time of writing.
Yeah, from a making the comic standpoint, I feel like the election's like right around.
When did he's gonna have the Mexicans pay for the wall tweet happen?
I don't know.
How close was that?
We're for the listeners that have not read this. The Trump tweet in this issue says, "We won just like I said we would, and now we'll make the Kryptonians pay to rebuild Gotham City."
Oh no, this is post-election. That is a post-election tweet. That's a post-election Trump tweet. I'm 99% sure.
Fascinating. It could be.
I don't remember personally.
Also, we don't know when these were written, but I guess it could have been a last-minute change.
Yeah. Also, we get the fucking. Okay, the mutant speak. It's this weird distortion of African American vernacular English. It's fucking racist as shit. I'm gonna say it. Like that's what he's doing. It's
fascinating.
I think it's there.
You're right.
We don't ever see anyone actually seeing it, but like I'm like that's what you're doing. It's what you were kind of doing in Returns a little bit, but like in Returns it kind of works because you were also doing it within just youth speak in general.
Yeah,
whereas we're here, it's like
Returns.
Yeah.
I get them. I think they kind of all come from the same place, but at the end of the day, Miller's also just trying to do the whole like, "Ooh, I'm an old person that doesn't get how the young people talk," and so that's. I don't know.
If he was writers in 2020, woke would come up a bunch somewhere.
Oh god, could you imagine? Oh god, oh my god, that would have been bad. Again, I have not read Golden Child, and I'm a little worried too now. But
I mean, just based on the title, like that's Here's the part of the problem. I will say,
I know that's a book about Carrie and Laura specifically. So
okay, well, I'm going to say I was a little apprehensive already going into this book because it's subtitled "The Master Race." Which is explicit Nazi shit. The Golden Child is also kind of explicit Nazi shit in terms of a title. Like, Miller, you're using imagery, and I'd like to think you're using this because you do think fascism is bad, but also you can't articulate that at all in any meaningful way.
And also, we're officially like at the point where like Frank Miller is a quote unquote old guy. Like he's an old person at this point, and like. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how aware Frank is of the things he's actually saying. I think that's how. I think that's
part of the problem. Part of the problem for sure.
And you know what? We almost get something great. We get one scene of Carrie that's fucking beautiful. Of like, oh god, Bruce is actually dead this time. Like,
yeah. And there is this moment where Yindel holds out the armored mask of Batman, and Carrie kind of feels kind of feels like it could be this moment of Carrie saying, "Oh God, I'm now burdened with this responsibility."
I've got to stand up and be a superhero and at least try.
Yeah, but Superman is flying Batman somewhere. We get other brief moments of the other Kryptonians and Ray still trying to get himself out from his subatomicness.
Just to remind you so he can do the resolution later.
Ball is disfigured, so that means he has to be even more evil.
Because that's not an ableist trope or anything.
Not in the
no.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah.
Also, Quark
Uh,
wants the sun for some reason. Is it to brainwash? Like,
I guess.
here's the thing.
Think-
Here's the
I
problem.
don't
Here's the
remember.
problem. Clark and Diana's son has only vaguely been mentioned by Diana in her narrative to herself, like, and to the kid.
Otherwise,
like,
he's just kind of like this presence in every scene that Diana's in because he's always strapped to her fucking
I
back.
think he's literally just a MacGuffin. Like,
Yeah.
not even like a well thought out MacGuffin. Just
Oh god, I forgot. I forgot that Lara wore earrings with the symbol for Krypton on the periodic table.
Oh my god, I'm only just
I
noticing
forgot
that.
about that.
God.
Oh god. Anyway, Carrie once again is talking to Yindel, debating becoming Batman, but of course that's not going to happen because we can't have that. I guess.
Here's the thing. This could actually have given fucking Yindel some purpose in this goddamn book because
Yeah.
she hasn't done much.
I feel like if the book went the direction of Bruce Wayne actually died, now it's Yindel and Carrie Kelly as like the team. That is just the like a sort of atypical Commissioner and Batman
Right.
team.
I'm gonna look up real quick. No, I want to know. I want to know when they first showed up. When did they first show up? Okay, the Lazarus Pit. Okay, 1972. Okay, cool. I was just like,
it's a thing that existed. Yeah. So
I could have told it that even.
So Superman drops Bruce Wayne into a Lazarus pit, and he comes out naked, sexy, young Bruce Wayne.
and Andy Kubert draws him as sexy.
I could just picture the note from Frank Miller. just it's more sexy. 7 exclamation points.
Oh god!
I am aware of a note to artist Jim Lee for issue 1 of All Star Batman and Robin: The Boy Wonder. I believe that said, something along the lines. Let's be tasteless. Give us the full ass shot or something. Like,
I'm not aware of this. Really?
it is.
I was like, what is
It's
this? I don't
in
know this.
describing Vicky Vale, who
Amazing.
like.
Ugh, God. So,
Laura kidnaps
So-
her brother for some reason. Like,
well, actually, if we can jump back a little bit,
She-
I want to dwell on a little bit on the youngification of Bruce Wayne. What is Miller actually trying to say here? 'Cause I'm not
Bruce
quite
Wayne is
sure.
Awesome.
I'm not. Yeah, Bruce Wayne is awesome. He's trying. Yeah, because he loves Bruce Wayne. He really does. I just want to know what Miller's actually trying to say, aside from "I wish I was young again," because that's what it feels like. It feels like some Star Trek TOS fear of aging, a thing that happens to
I
everyone.
had the same
Where
thought.
Frank Miller is like, I want to see the guy that I have self-inserted myself so much into. I want to see him young again because I want to see myself as young again, and I want to never die. Is what Frank Miller is saying.
maybe.
I don't know how to read into that because that's one of those things where I don't think we'll ever know, and I'm not as comfortable speculating into that deep of someone's like personal thoughts
Yeah,
on that level.
yeah. I don't know.
Sure, it's all there's a Freudian reading in there somewhere,
Yeah.
but like it's just because it's like Frank. You part of Dark Knight Returns entire thing is that Bruce needs to move on.
Yeah, and he accepts that in the end. I quoted it before. You know, this would be a good. The reason the last line of the book is this would be a good life. This is a good life, good enough. Is Bruce Wayne accepting that? Is accepting that times have changed,
But apparently
he has
Miller
to
doesn't
respond.
see that. Miller sees that as the good life is being Batman forever
And
ever and ever.
and this is also a book being written 30 years after The Dark Knight Returns. Miller has changed so drastically as a person. We've even moved beyond Miller's fucking crazy, psychotic 9/11
Breakdown after 9/11.
Yeah, like we've moved beyond that to the point where Miller is just kind of a crazy old guy, and I truly just don't think
He's
he
a
knows
man
what
who's
he's saying anymore.
it feels like he's pushed away his wife and family, and all he has is Batman. Never mind, he could actually this is the book where you could have Bruce Wayne not be Batman anymore, and it would actually stick forever. Like, This
Yeah.
isn't beholden to continuity.
Yeah.
Even though I feel in actual continuity, there are points in which Bruce Wayne could have passed the mantle on, but that is besides the point.
So many times. I don't know. I just wanted to have the conversation because I just think it's I don't know. It is the thing in this book that rubs me the most wrong, and I think
Um,
I don't know. There's a conversation we
okay,
had there.
so we
Wondering-
have so basically we build this of kidnapping the baby, Krypton versus Amazon. That's but never mind that the fucking Amazons aren't characters. Like I haven't seen any of them. It's just been fucking Diana. And
they had like a single.
We've seen a
they had a single moment early on when they told Diana that Lara left Themyscira, and that was it.
okay, fine. They had one moment. They aren't fucking characters.
We've seen a couple of them, mostly children.
Yeah. But then we get our backup, Strange Adventures, which is about Thanagarians for some reason. It's about Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and like
I barely followed what wanted to be said.
they got
here.
real. I can't tell you. We're reintroducing Hal Jordan again, because he's
dressed
part of
like the
these-
character, dressed vaguely like the character from the Holy Terror. Like,
Oh God, you're right. Oh yeah.
There's also more. God, so much racist caricatures here.
Also, Batmite's here as a Green Lantern construct.
Yeah, why is Batmite here?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Did Frank Miller read the Morrison run
and think that I don't know, meaning in a book is when you reference things. Like I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
Well,
Anyway, they then make the unfortunate decision to make Wonder Woman the cover of issue 8, and that's a choice.
But hey, at least it's Kubert drawing it, so it looks fine.
Yeah. Yeah, they will also mostly cover up the design with actiony
And
things.
shadows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Miller's designs work really well when you cover them in shadows.
Miller's art works really well when you can't see it.
When you can't fucking see it.
Anyway, issue 8. Oh god. So yeah, Carrie's witnessing the world go to shit after Bruce Wayne's death, if you will. I don't know.
And it's
then,
like, and she's actually gonna try to stand up, and it's like, okay, cool, great, wonderful. Oh wait, Bruce is back. He's alive and he's hot, and Carrie might want to fuck him. That's what those panels are communicating. Don't at me.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's just also, why are we obsessed with the Bruce Wayne is naked, draped in a Batcape imagery? Like, I don't know.
It's Jesus imagery, Joey. It's
and like.
I'm gonna say, what do you mean?
It's resurrected.
What do you mean
Jesus
you can't put
imagery.
together?
Because here's the thing: we also have Bruce is mad at Clark because he resurrected him, and like, it's one of those things where like I want to read some introspection into that into a moment like that.
I want to read it as these are two friends ribbing each other, but I can't.
Yeah, well, I want to read it as that, and I want to read it also as Miller sees it as wrong as well. But I doubt that too. I doubt that.
Because of the way this book fucking ends.
Yeah. Like, I think if we were gonna do the Bruce Wayne young thing, maybe the story could have still ended with Bruce Wayne actually dying. He still could have been killed even as he's younger to show that even with this renewed strength, he is still fallible. Perhaps, maybe we could have pulled something from that. But like, we're not gonna do that. We're just not.
Yeah. The rest of the issue is action with the Amazons, and it's gross, and I don't like it.
Amazon's fighting Kryptonians. Yep. Oh wait,
and it gets bloody.
Wait, we do get a great classic Silver Age Batmobile. I do love that. That looks great. Yeah, it gets bloody. You're right though. It's very 300, isn't it? It's
again, it's very much like, okay, so why do they want Jonathan? And why requires wives?
Brainwashing, like you said.
Is that it? Is that it? Like, cool.
Yeah, they want to brainwash him so he could be the like perfect Kryptonian or something like that.
You've already got Lara.
And then also
No, she's now on their side though. That's why they want.
Right.
The son.
Suddenly, except she didn't ever actually really turn sides.
And then we see Clark and Diana still want to fuck amidst the blood and guts, because I don't know, they still love each other or something. Oh god, that's the end of the issue. Fuck. Oh wow, Jesus.
That's it. Hey,
I I flipped the page. That's the end of the issue.
Oh, that is
That's
just
the-
that. Oh,
That's the end of the issue. That's just the end of the issue.
Are you
What?
sure this could have been a 5-parter? I think 4 might be enough.
Oh wait, hang on, Jacob. We have an important backup here. We have the Detective Comics backup. We have the return of the Nazi woman, and oh
A
god.
Nazi trans woman called Bruno, because.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Also,
Frank.
there are Jokers.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. There are Jokers, and they've captured Yindel, and Bruno, I guess, wants to fuck Yindel. I don't know.
Well, she's a filthy Nazi tranny lesbian. Like that's what we're doing. It's awful. Do we have to? Can we just skip it?
I mean, we basically described everything that happens in it.
That's.
I don't think anything else really happened.
My question is, why is she still here?
I don't know. Does Miller see that as like an iconic part of his Dark Knight world? Like, because she was in Returns, she's also an All-Star Batman and Robin, and she's in this. Like, I don't know. I don't
Also,
know.
What
when I
the
think
hell
Frank-
is her deal? Like,
When I think of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, I think of Bruno. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just. On to the last issue.
also, why was this called
Well-
Detective Comics? There wasn't any detective work in the damn thing.
Yeah, but on to the last issue where we have it's so cool because Batman's surrounded by blood raining from the sky or whatever, and it's last issue. Here we go.
Last issue.
Here's the thing. Miller partially did the cover.
That's believable.
Yeah,
So blah blah blah. Quar is God. Ray Palmer pulls the day to be saved.
And Hal Jordan is God.
With a severed hand that still can be used.
But then yeah, oh god, that's the end of the fight, pretty much.
It just kind of stops and falls apart.
Yeah, we get a big old action sequence. Man.
Clark
and then-
is allowed to show forgiveness to his daughter, which I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a thing Clark would do. Like,
And then Miller tries to frame this last scene as like Lara sacrificing herself, but like that's not actually what's happening. Because she's still around by the end. It's odd. It's very odd.
I think what they're aiming for is she's doing a heroic act by maybe sacrificing herself. She doesn't know if she would survive this.
cool. Here's the problem. She can't really get a whole lot of redemption when we haven't actually given her any depth. Like,
Yeah, or shown why
Like-
she now likes the people that she was trying to kill like 2
Was-
issues ago.
was it her seeing her dad like go to great lengths to save someone else? Maybe, I don't know.
Someone that she
Honestly,
someone
the
that she
catalyst-
someone that she didn't like and saw as beneath her, like Bruce Wayne. Like,
I mean,
but unless
honestly, the catalyst more seemed to be her mom beating the shit out of
yeah,
her.
or unless Bruce Wayne is just that cool that everyone respects Bruce Wayne. And they
Oh
don't-
God! Oh God! This is
And then I don't know. I guess there's the implication briefly in like 2 panels that Trump won an election or something.
yeah.
And then we get the actual Batgirl costume in the end, or Batwoman, I suppose. I love this costume. I love Carrie's new costume at the end. I think it's great.
The costume
My
looks,
question
the
is-
costume looks really good.
Here's my question. My tastes run darker. It's like, do they?
Do they?
Do they really? Like,
And then of course we got to do the whole lightning pose at the end.
yeah,
And,
whatever. Cool.
And like, yeah, it's symbolic because there's someone else with him, but like also it should just be Carrie. It should just be Carrie. It really should.
That should be her moment. That is it.
And the backup is an origin story for Lara as a person. Just trying
You
to
know
be
what?
a human being.
You know what? Hot take. I like the backup. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
it's
I like the
good.
backup.
It's a sweet idea that Clark and Lara post all this crazy shit, kind of stop being superheroes, and
it's
wanna-
actually got some really good Frank Miller art in it. Like,
yeah, it does.
actually-
It does. I love the last panel especially. That's a gorgeous last panel. And they both just decide to be humans together, and I really love that. It's a great sentiment, and I don't know how we extrapolate that from the rest of this shit, but it's a really good ending.
Well, it's because it doesn't have to be Bruce Wayne, because Bruce Wayne's a sexy badass man.
I love Oh god, we did we covered the Dark Knight last race. Oh man.
It's not good. It's bad.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not good.
It's about
It's my opinion. It through the course of just describing it, as I said earlier, has gone down, but it is still better than the second.
It's better than Strikes Again.
But also the bar is on the floor. So.
I was gonna say that bar is even worse.
Did I actually break Jacob Licklider? I think I might have.
You might have.
I haven't felt this since our
Joey,
Again episode.
Joey, we're not doing Frank Miller again for a while, right?
I think we got a good while until our next Frankie. Yeah. We got a while before our next Frankie.
I was gonna say,
So,
cool.
Yeah, you got a while. I think this is a fitting episode 98 for that reason alone.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's look. There's a potential good story in here, and there are some things that are capitalized on. There are things I like. I'm glad Andy Kubert can actually try to make Frank Miller style work. And there are points where Frank Miller makes his style work.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I felt while describing a lot of it, most of the positives that I had to say were just the visuals. Like they're just things that actually look good because most of the thing is not drawn by Frank Miller.
Yeah. Which I understand why this book exists. I just do not care about.
I think, unfortunately, Frank Miller Batman will always sell, and
I mean, there's a reason. I mean, Frank Miller variant covers also seem to sell. Like,
they do. It's
didn't he just get a Detective Comics one?
Yeah, I actually shared it in this very Discord channel that we're recording on right now.
Sorry. Once again, it's been a weird weekend.
This is a weird way to end it for you, isn't it?
It's not a good way to end it. Let's put it that way.
No, I had fun with this.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Also, is I guess to bring it back around to the would we rather walk for 2,000 miles in a scorching desert with no water or do this? I'd rather do this because I can at least talk about this. I really there's something to really sink my teeth into, if nothing else, with a book like this, which isn't even completely bad. It's bad, but it's like there are still so many things that I could find fascinating and extrapolate from this and talk about. And I really did love talking about this. Which is a weird thing to say. I know when I'm sure we sounded the way.
Here's the thing. This what I can say. When I did the notes on The Dark Knight Strikes Again, my notes devolved into utter madness of just scribbles on a page because, like, I could not comprehend what the last issue was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I have a feeling if I wasn't had to shotgun and do very little notes for 6, 7, 8, and 9, it wouldn't have happened.
I agree. Yeah. Because there's at least a comprehensible story.
It's not a good story, but it's a story.
Yeah. Is it weird to say I think this is actually the best possible Dark Knight 3 we could have gotten, all things considered?
No, that's wrong. Because
interesting.
I think Miller could have let go. Had 2 seconds to let go and carry the main character.
Right, but in a world where that was realistically never going to happen, I think I would agree with Joey.
Sure.
Frank Miller being who he is, and I feel like psychoanalyzed Frank Miller throughout this episode. That was never going to happen. And because of that, if Frank Miller has to be the writer on this book, the co-writer that is, this is the best we could have gotten. And I don't know. I'm genuinely at a loss for words now.
Some people actually like this book.
Yeah, I mean, here's the weird thing is I can see why, because also they probably haven't had to talk about it. They probably haven't had to do an hour and a half long podcast about it.
They
Right,
probably haven't
like-
actually they haven't really thought about what they read.
I don't know if I'd say that necessarily, but like my observation, there's reading it, and then there's having to re-explain it in detail.
And it's like they are very different experiences because it is so light and so breezy and snappy. Like I feel like I could have easily gone so much of my life with just being like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, it's an okay enough ending to the trilogy, whatever. But doing this, talking about it, and having to like really break it down, it's way worse. It really is, and it's just
Especially when there's whole stretches of like ends of issues where like it's just one action scene. It takes up half an issue.
Yeah.
And then like, a
problem.
plot development will happen and then be undone almost immediately. Like,
yeah.
well,
Does that do it? I think that does it.
yeah, that does it.
That does it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do some promotions.
Promotions.
Jacob, too. I normally ask our guests for promotions first, but things to promote. You're pretty much doing all the same things that I do. So if you have anything else outside of that, be sure to let me know now. No.
Wait, me or
Sorry, Jacob 1. My apologies.
yeah, it's like me.
I forgot what Jacob I was talking to. Sorry, guest Jacob 1. Wow.
I don't got anything extra to promote other than check out our TBD, check out Star Trek. You were gonna say that anyway.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, fair enough. Jacob 2 now. Sorry. Anything going on in your life right now?
My blog's been popping off. Like, my God, I've like thousands of views in the last month, and it's very weird. I don't know why, but thank you for reading my stuff. Keep reading my stuff. There's a Star Wars book review coming at some point. I don't think it'll be out by the time this happens. It might be out. I don't know. It's going to depend on how the hell my life has been. This last weekend was really weird. My life got really weird very briefly. So it's fine. We're fine. But I also review Star Trek Next Generation. There was a chance that I was actually going to be actually trying to match up with Joey's preview weeks, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So you will definitely have at least seen my review of The Measure of a Man at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Which is pretty cool. As Jacob mentioned, and I did call out on our video for A Matter of Honor. You can get all of our Star Trek reviews early because we put those out a week early on our Patreon if you want to go check those out. And it's only $2 a month if you want to do the early Star Trek reviews, and even more if you go higher. But totally other topic there. What's the episode after Measure of a Man? The Dolphin, I want to say. Is that it?
The Dolphin.
Yeah, that's right. So okay, it's that one. You can get that early right now if you go to the Blood Donut Studios Patreon. If you played it, I'll go through the tiers right now. If you go $1 a month, it's the what is it? Cadet tier. You can it's just a general support tier. If you like what we do and don't want to pledge much more, just $1 a month. It gets your name in the description of every single Blood Donut Studios video. Every single one we put out, doesn't matter what it is. Your name will be in the description as a patron of Blood Donut Studios. If you go to the Ensign tier at $2 a month, you get that in addition to our Star Trek reviews a week early, the normal ones we put out for Next Gen right now. And if you go to $5 a month at the Lieutenant tier, you also get Star Trek commentaries that I do with my brother here, and also Fresh Face Extras. It's the conversation before the conversation, everything that we talk about before we record the actual episodes. So that's the Blood Donut Studios Blood Donut Studios Patreon. That will be in the description below. You can check that out if you're interested in checking that out. You can also preview all of the things that are exclusive to the Patreon. You can listen to like the first 5 minutes of extras or the Star Trek commentaries, and just get a feel for what that's like. If that's something you're interested in, you can listen to those and maybe consider pledging them. So up to you. Do what you want to do with your life. What else? Jacob, we have a thing to do, don't we? Jacob.
Yes.
What's coming up next? What do you think?
What do I think? I'm assuming other Jacob knows what's coming up next. You probably
yeah.
Jacob so I can't have him guess.
Yeah, he can't guess.
No.
Look, so my logic is, episode 50, we started Tom King's Batman.
Okay.
Then we continued it at the end of another near the end of at the end of
It was,
Well, no, we didn't.
No, it was the start of a DC block.
It was the start of a DC block. Sorry, my
Cool.
brain is a little crazy. right
Holes in your logic, Jacob. Holes in your logic.
Holes in my logic.
Haha. See,
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I'm like, okay, this block has been all Batman books essentially. Final Crisis we're going to count in that because Batman's a big part of that, and it's part of the Morrison run of Batman, despite being a larger DC event. And I don't think you're going to do episode 100 be book 3 of Tom King's Batman. I just don't.
Okay.
But I think you're including it. I think that's what you're including next time.
Okay. You think next time is our next Tom King Rebirth?
Yes,
Deluxe
it's
Edition?
Rebirth Deluxe Edition book 3. Am I right?
Jacob, we've nearly done 100 episodes of this podcast, and sometimes your ability to guess the next episode of the podcast wavers. Sometimes you are dead on, sometimes you're really far off. I'm not sure what really determines your ability to guess and not guess the episodes that I have in store for us, but in this case, you're dead on. Next time on Fresh Face Comics, we're talking about Batman Rebirth Deluxe Edition, Book 3 by Tom King. It's very exciting. We're going to be officially at the halfway point, over the halfway point, realistically, of the Tom King Batman run. So yeah, that's all kinds of exciting. That'll be episode 99, and then after that, we're at episode 100, and I'm ridiculously excited about that. We have so many fun things in store for that. So
I am.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm very. I'm also happy. Here's the thing. I have a guest for episode 100.
okay,
We'll figure out next time, and because I think it would be a really nice closer to our first 100 episodes. But
fascinating. But yeah, that'll be next time. I don't know why I did it in the middle of promotions, but usually I do promotions after the guest, and I don't know, maybe I just really wanted to get the Patreon promotion out there. So I don't know. Finishing promotions, we also do R2BD. We do Star Wars things. At the time of recording this, we have just today recorded our episode on Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. That episode will probably be out very soon at the time of this coming out, so be on the lookout for that. We're also doing Dawn of the Jedi afterwards, so that'll be lots of fun. Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. I don't know why it has a subtitle. There are no other books in Dawn of the Jedi line. It makes no sense. Also, as far as Fresh Face Comics is concerned, we do Fresh Face one-shots. We cover current comics coming out. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, the Wonder Woman spin-off, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, also by Tom King, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, The End of the Long Halloween Saga, as well as The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. I think that actually does it now.
Yes.
Cool. As always, wherever you're listening to us on, be sure to leave a rating, comment, subscribe, wherever you're listening to us. If you comment on the YouTube copy, Spotify, or on Fresh Face One Shots, we will read out your comments on Fresh Face Correspondence next episode. Also, if you check out our link trees, you can follow us on socials. If you want to follow us at we're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, leave a rating, subscribe. Any all support just means a ton. And as always, check out the Blooded Studios Patreon. We're doing all kinds of fun things over there. Subscribe to the channel, Blooded Studios. And I think that actually does it now. Thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan,
Jacob Licklider.
And I'm Jacob Morgan.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.